It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, here to bring you your Jupiter retrograde and Chiron retrograde in Aries reading. Right? Chiron and Jupiter are both in retrograde in your Aries house, which is your third house. They've been in retrograde since July. They will be in retrograde until December. Okay, so I wanted to give you a reading on this so that you could take a look at the energies surrounding this, because these energies are very important in reference to your journey, your self-healing journey specifically, because we're dealing with Chiron the healer. And because Chiron is in Aries, it's an energy of I am. And I want to make sure I put out there that with the Chiron return, the Chiron return is when you're age 50 or 51. So for those of you who are 50, 51, your Chiron, if you haven't already experienced it, you may be experiencing your Chiron return. A lot of what's going on right now is the people who have Chiron in Aries. They're experiencing their Chiron return, okay? So with that being said, Jupiter is in retrograde. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. It's a planet of growth. It's a planet of excess. And when we look at Jupiter is also a planet of good luck, good fortune, looking at glass half full, optimism, and it's also a planet of risk taking, right? So that you can get that good luck. Well, when Jupiter is in retrograde, we're looking at, okay, you took a risk, but what, did you do things in excess to take that risk? Or, because you didn't take that risk, did you overcompensate someplace else? If you didn't take the risk, why didn't you take the risk? Self-esteem, as in that Chiron and Aries energy, I am. Maybe your self-esteem in some way, shape, or form has been splintered or cracked or shattered in some way, shape, or form, where you are overcompensating in some area of life, but the area of life in particular is in your third house. So what we're going to look at is Chiron in retrograde there, and Jupiter in retrograde. Well, Chiron is the wounded healer. The way I like to look at Chiron is, we all have wounds, we all have scars, but we still have to go out in the world and do what we need to do and live and survive and, do what we came here to do, right? So that's the energy of Chiron. He was a wounded healer. He was born through rape. His mother gave him up as a child because of his deformity and the fact that he reminded her of the psychological trauma that she had experienced, the physical and psychological trauma of rape. But he was a renowned healer. People would come from all over the world to learn from him. To heal their wounds and to learn to help others as well. But he was injured later on, physically injured in life later on, and because he was half mortal, the injury would normally kill a mortal. It didn't kill him, so he had to live with the injury. It was still painful. But he had to live with it, and he still moved about and did what he had to do, taught and helped other people heal, but he wasn't able to heal himself. So what we're looking at with Chiron in retrograde is the wounds that we all still deal with. We go out in the world, but we come home and we lick them and maybe put a Band-Aid over them. But now what we're doing with Chiron in retrograde is we're actually looking to not put a Band-Aid on these wounds, but to actually look at what caused them so that we can actually start healing, right? And look at, the healing in reference to our wounded self-esteem. Again, we're looking at that Aries energy, I am. And with Chiron there, it's wounded. So the I am, your self-esteem, is wounded in some way. And Jupiter in retrograde is going to tell us, what you've been doing to compensate for it, or what have you been overcompensating or undercompensating for that wound, all right? So the area of life where this wound shows up for you, Aquarius, is your third house. So this area is like the house, I like to call this the house of improvisation, right? This is the house of communication, learning and teaching, writing, making speeches, standing on the pulpit or the podium, how you express your thoughts and your ideas and your views on all sorts of things. This is also your curiosity, your youthful curiosity. This is the house where you talk about transportation as well, local transportation. But, overcompensating and undercompensating could come out and being someone who doesn't tell the truth, someone who someone who has like a dysfunction, a dysfunction, they have issues around speech as well. That could be the case. Someone who's very arrogant. Um, Chiron shows up physically sometimes, so it could be, your lungs or your nervous system with the third house. I forgot to mention that in the other readings as far as the physical implications that could show up. Sorry about that for those of you who watched multiple of these readings and I didn't mention that. Um, but Chiron can also show up physically as a physical disability because Chiron was physically disabled. He had a physical deformity, let's put it that way. Now, the overall energy here is judgment. This is scorpionic energy. It's actually Plutonian energy. Pluto is all about power struggles. It's all about power dynamics, okay, intensity, and looking at a situation and being compelled. It's a compulsive energy. You don't have a choice in the matter. It's coming through, and you are going to have to act. Compulsive energy. When I say compulsive and you have to act, it's like, how you have to go to the bathroom? Yeah, that's compulsive. You can only hold that for so long, right? You may have to vomit. You can only hold that, but for so long. It's coming. It's just a matter of where you're going to be and if you can do it in a contained environment where, there's little to clean up. But it's coming. That's what Pluto energy, it's compulsive. It is going to come, right? So there's a decision here, judgment. So you have to make a decision about something. You have no choice in the matter, all right? So let's see how this relates here. Let's take a look at these cards. Look at the Page of Cups energy. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Major Arcana of the Chariot and the Major Arcana of the Tower. Totally something's coming, right? Whether you want it to or not. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, as a child, we talk about Chiron being wounded, coming from a place of wounds. His conception was through wounds, physical, psychological wounds of rape, okay? And then being left abandoned by his mother, psychological wounds. So I feel like there was something that went on for you since you were a child here, because we have these two page energies here. We also have the judgment energy, which is Pluto. Pluto deals with birth. Okay, we like to associate Scorpio with death and Pluto with death all the time, but it also deals with birth, right? So with the pages here and judgment here, as well as the Cancerian energy, this is something that's been going on since childhood for you. So for some of you, it could be an energy of you not being your emotional needs as far as you expressing yourself. It may have been compromised. Maybe people used to tell you to be quiet, or they didn't understand the way you were, like your very unique energy. Aquarius, Ascendant, Sun sign, very unique energy. Maybe people didn't understand you or get you in the manner, and they didn't allow you as a child to truly express yourself the way you wanted to, or maybe you didn't get to explore in the manner in which you really wanted to. That could be the case here. I feel like your ideas and your views may have been offensive to some people only because they just didn't understand you. Also, you not being able to truly express yourself, that was very painful for you, I feel like, because people just didn't understand you. That middle sword is representing your thoughts, your ideas, and the lack of understanding and compassion that people had for you and your ideas and views. Maybe this happened when you were a child. Your parent, some people may have been raised in an environment where children don't speak unless they're spoken to. So that could have nipped your here is you expressing yourself. You truly expressing what you truly feel and how you believe, what you believe, right? And you're learning as well. So, maybe you were very inquisitive, and how some people, this is me personally, I can't tell people how to raise kids, and I'm not trying to. But you know how when the kid asks questions and the parent says stop talking back, and the kid is not talking back to be facetious, they're talking back because they're trying to understand and comprehend why you're telling them something is not possible, or they can't, or it's not happening. It's like they're trying to register it. And so sometimes parents take it as, oh, hush up, you're just trying to talk back, when in reality is the child is just learning. This is complex communication, something they don't get. So they're asking out of curiosity. And I feel that was nipped. So you weren't truly able to express yourself in a manner in which you needed to maybe understand things. And so maybe as a result, because some of the issues you may deal with that you may overcompensate with, or you're undercompensated, is maybe you have issues around speaking up for yourself, saying what it is that you truly want, saying what it is that you truly feel, for fear of someone getting offended, someone having a problem with it. For others of you, it could be now it's to the point where you're in excess. It's like now you overcompensate for it. It's like someone asks you a question. It's like now it's a 20-minute drawn out. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, it's like, come on, wrap it up. Or maybe you're around people like this. Maybe you're dealing with someone like this. Okay? But also could be about transportation as well. Maybe some of you are trying to figure out how to get around. You're trying to get a car. Could be something going on with vehicles. Okay, maybe something happened to your vehicle. I feel like, or you're always having issues with the car. That could be for some of you, especially with Chiron in your third house. The third house has to do with transportation. So for some of you, could always be an issue with a car or transportation or getting around. Okay, I feel that as well. There could be some dishonesty, people lying to you a lot. Or maybe people accusing you of not being honest. There could be something like that going on for some of you. But there's an energy of compensating for that in some way, shape, or form. Either your speech being, you being told to pipe down, or you're not allowed to be able to truly express yourself and your views. And so you compensate for it in other ways. And, like I said, those other ways could be the fact that maybe you may have displaced anger, okay, with the Tower energy here. You can have misplaced anger or displaced anger because you're really not able to express yourself the way you want to, or maybe, you may find that people don't understand you. But there's some type of change there's some type of power struggle going on here. Where you're internally, because these planets are retrograde, so it's about reflection internally within you. So I feel like you may need to be a bit patient with yourself. Maybe some of you are just very impatient now as a result of this, being treated this way. Maybe you just don't have patience and you blow up a lot. But let's get some clarity and see what else is going on here. Tell me about this Page of Cups. Because this is the current situation. Tell me about this Page of Cups. This is in reference to your emotions and feelings, Cancerian energy. So, how you feel inside, internally. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands. So I feel like you're in contemplation mode right now. You're thinking about these things. Or you will. There may be something that comes up that triggers you with this Tower energy here. Something that you're going to have to move away from. Or move around from. Or actually maybe physically move. But with this Three of Wands here, this is Mars. So this is about taking action in reference to expressing your emotions. You're trying to figure out the best way to do it. But you have a challenge doing that because you're afraid that it may offend someone with the Page of Wands. Tell me about this Page of Wands. I feel like you're tippy-toeing around what you say because you're afraid to offend somebody with the Queen of Coins. It could be a mother figure you're afraid to offend. Or your wife. Or someone you're in a committed connection with. Somebody that, you have some type of commitment with. It could be a boss as well. All right. You may be afraid to speak your mind. Or it could be a neighbor. A landlord, a tenant. Okay, that you're afraid to, truly say what it is that you need to say. What's this energy here with this Three of Swords? There has to be some type of balance here. The communication, there's a lack of communication where someone's trying to communicate. Yeah, we have the Ten of Coin energy in reverse. Yeah, someone's afraid to lose money or to break up a home or separate a home or lose a job. Some of you may be unhappy at the job. Explain yourself and how you truly feel at your job. But this may have started as a child, and so you're in this predicament or in this situation now. Speak your mind because you're afraid that you will not be received well. And so your temper is flaring and you're about to blow up. But you're going to have to say something. You're going to have to do something. Okay, because the judgment energy is here, which is compulsive energy. Like I said, it's going to come up in some way, shape, or form. Now, with this chariot energy here, this could be you trying to move away from this, trying to maintain your emotions here, because this is your light side, your dark side. You're trying to balance your emotions here. You're trying not to go ham. And this is something that you are going to have to do because it's a major arcana. So if you don't, it could cause a major blow up here. So for some of you, you got to be careful. This is like internal shit. You know what I'm saying? It's internal. You got to get this out in some way, shape, or form. Because you're going to implode or explode on somebody. Here's the hangman. This has to come out. So it could be with this hangman, this is Neptunian energy. Neptune is in Pisces. It's your oh, I'm having a brain fart. Pisces is your second house. So yeah, this is about expressing your self-esteem, your self-worth. You have got to do this. You can express yourself to whoever this is, a mother figure, a boss figure, whoever this Queen of Wands represents for you. Okay, where that is. It's somebody that you know, somebody who's been around for a while. It could be a marriage partner, like I said. We got the Four Coin. Yeah, you got to open up. Four Coins in reverse. You have to open up. You have to express yourself. You're holding your back. It could be something that you really don't like. Something that I don't know if someone's pushing your buttons intentionally, or if this is just bottled up, pent up frustration. Tower energy and the Five of Wands energy in reverse. Yeah. I feel like this is you exploding, but not on these people with the Five of Wands energy. This is you imploding. This is not good. This is not good for you. You got to speak up. Express yourself. Try to figure out a manner. Work out, get that frustration out of you if you feel you can't verbally express yourself. But this is gonna explode. You have to express yourself. You're an Aquarius, you're an air sign. How do you not? I don't know, maybe these people, I don't know how you're being treated, but there could be something that's going on that's not fair and that's not just with this Libra energy and this Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you're not being paid your worth, or you're not being treated as if somebody's treating you, or you're allowing, let's put it that way, you're allowing someone to treat you as if you're not worthy. This is heartbreaking to you. This hurts you. I don't know if someone's doing this to one of your children, or someone is doing this to you. You see something going on in your environment. Someone's telling you not to say something about something you see. You see something. There's the Ten of Pentacles again, the Eight of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. This is anxiety. This is causing you anxiety here. It could be about a job, walking away from a job, or moving out of a neighborhood. This could be you living in a home, and okay, some of it could be about retirement. There's something when something's going on here. Yeah, you gotta speak up. There's something here you're holding back. This hangman energy, this Pisces energy, that's a secret that needs to be revealed with the Four Coin energy reverse. Something going on in the house or in the family. with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody treating unfairly. What is going on, Aquarius? This is something you've experienced. I don't like this energy. I don't like it at all. It's stressing me out. You're not feeling, okay, this could have been something that maybe happened to you as a child. Maybe your mother treated you this way. You know, as a result, you couldn't wait to grow up. You know, maybe you weren't able to express yourself freely as a child. And so this could be just coming back to you. You know, maybe you're dealing with this now. But there's an energy here of, you know, you're overcompensating in some other way, or you're under, and in your case, your self-esteem and your self-value, yeah, with the Ten of Coin in reverse, you're not being treated fairly, or you weren't treated fairly. This broke your heart. This hurt you terribly. You have to speak up about this. You may need to go to therapy, or you may need to speak to whoever this is. If this is a boss, I don't know who this is to you. But it's time for you to speak up. And it's time for you to command your self-respect. Because here's the Ten of Pentacles upright, where here it's in reverse with this Three of Swords. So it's time for you to speak up. You have to make the judgment to speak up. All right? And I feel like you're stressed about it. It could be about walking away from a job, or walking away from an environment. Maybe your home. Okay, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it could be you walking away from a home or a job. And you may be stressed about doing that. And starting again, yeah, starting anew with the Ace of Wands. Some of you may be afraid it might be a money thing here. You may not be feeling comfortable. Okay, it could be a matter of you just moving away from someplace you've lived all your life with the Three of Swords, the third house, moving away from your home where you grew up, everything you know, and starting again anew. But at the same time, you're feeling trapped here. I feel like it's time for you to move on in some way, shape, or form. Okay, you need to speak up. Okay, I don't know, some of you may be experiencing stage fright. Again, there could be about transportation and moving, shifting, changing direction, feeling displaced. I don't know if somebody's being evicted or if somebody's ready to move. You're looking for stability. Maybe you're not going to find it where you are or where you're looking. You may want to move. It may be time for you to move again. Like I'm saying, for some of you, and you could be stressed about this, about walking away from a situation and starting a new living situation or a new living environment. All right, but these are some of the things that you may have to deal with this energy in your third house. Okay? But it could be messing with your nerves too. So I'm getting somebody breaking our knives. All right, but something around speaking up also. Speaking up is key. All right, revealing something or keeping something a secret. Some of you could be trying to keep something a secret because you don't want any fighting, or you don't want to fight. Some of you could be secretly trying to move without telling somebody, to avoid some type of situation. All right, but these are some of the things that you may be dealing with between now and the end of the year, when these planets go direct in December. It's not going to affect every Aquarius, Ascendant, or Sun sign, but some of you relate to this energy. You know, you can place it in the manner in which it serves you, especially if you're resonating. If you need a personal, reach out to me. My information is in the box below. You may not be an actual Chiron and Aries natal person. You could be a Chiron in some other sign, but the collective as a whole, Chiron right now is in Aries. And so this particular energy is showing up in the area of your third house that has to deal with your local environment where you grew up. It could be your work environment, you've been working forever, or where you go to school, or if you work at a school. But it also has to do with your speech and speaking up, saying what's right, saying what's fair, speaking up for yourself. Okay? That's what I got for you, Aquarius. I hope this helps in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, if you need a personal, my information's in the box below. Take care of yourself.